go. So, Mallory, how are you feeling about competing again?
I'm really, really excited to get back competing. I think that it's been so long. I'm actually really thankful for the break. I very definitely was kind of feeling like I was getting into that routine of racing being quite like monotonous and anxious about it. And actually to have that like break away from it has made me really, really excited just to get back on the start line and see what I'm capable of and just put my like ability out there.
How have you changed then during the last 12 months?
Massively. I don't think you can't change over that experience. I think you can learn so much about yourself in all the different environments, and I've had to learn so much to be like adaptable to every situation and just try and keep pushing myself and find like internal motivation to keep pushing through the training. But definitely learned a lot about myself. Learned a lot about how I operate and how I want to operate and what I need to keep myself happy and ticking on, and definitely like really enjoyed having the time at home with my other half.
What sort of things then to keep you motivated, do you think, or to keep you happy?
I think mostly to keep me motivated is just that like endless goal of what I could be and keep striving towards this kind of like impossible dream of like just always being better. And I think that really helps me in every situation, just keep that framing on what I'm trying to do and trying to remember who I want to be in a situation and how I might be better in that situation. I think mostly keeping me like things that keep me happy are like keeping the elements in my session of the fun and like not putting everything in like like adding that like challenge in like a good way and not just constantly like trying to perform all the time. And like I started canoeing because I enjoyed canoeing. I didn't start canoeing to race, and trying to keep that theme in my training and just try to keep reminding myself that canoeing exists because I enjoy it and I do it because I enjoy it, not because I want to race and not for the results. And just trying to keep that thread through my training so it stays fresh and happy.
I've heard a lot of athletes in lots of different sports say that too. Is that something that you've been discussing with your coaches here, or is that just internally from your own feelings?
I think mostly internally. I think that it's definitely something that you almost have to find within yourself to some extent, and I think that it's not necessarily true for everyone, but for me it's definitely true.
So what about the European Championships? What are they for you?
I think mostly just an opportunity to learn and to put what I've learned over the last year to the test and try and take every little experience and all the little bits that we've missed out on and not racing and just try to remember all of that and put myself in a position where when I get to the games I've learned from that experience. Like it could potentially be my only race before the games, so definitely just trying to take every little bit of learning and all the different experiences, like warming up with all the foreign paddlers and the like setup of the event, and just try to take as much of that as possible into the games and what I could like, and just try and take the learning as much as possible.
Have you competed there before?
In Ivrea, yes, I have competed there once, I think. A World Cup, I think in 2016, I'm not entirely sure. Did quite well. The podium was really, really tight. It was Jessica Fox, me, and then Kim. And I think there was like less than a second span the podium. It was a really, really tight race, so I'm really excited to get back there.
But what you're saying though, this is a building block rather than an aim in itself.
I mean, there is an aim within it, but I think realistically, looking at my year, the biggest aim has to be the games, and I have to prioritise that as my focal point. And I think the Europeans gives me a stage to be able to practice only racing C1. I'm not racing kayak at the Euros, and just trying to like take all of that as much as possible and try and learn as much as possible for the games, because I think the games has to be my central focus for the year, and then the Europeans is a step towards that. But I mean, obviously I'd love to go to the Euros and do well, and I'm very much striving to win, but who knows.
I suppose also it's a rehearsal for how you travel in these times, which you've not done before.
No, yeah, it's definitely something I'm a little bit anxious about to some extent. Like, it's probably the biggest threat for us, and we've been pretty contained. We've been really good with our COVID procedures around lockdown, and I've definitely felt really safe in my environment. But going out into the world and like flying on a plane and spending time in Italy is definitely something that I haven't experienced. But it will be a good stepping stone in the direction of like Tokyo, which is going to be a really obviously really exploded version of that, and a lot of control around the travel. But I'm really excited to get back out to Italy and just see the world again, because it's definitely something I've missed over this time.
How are you feeling about Tokyo and the summer?
I'm nervous but excited. I think I'm not fully in the mindset of it completely. I think I'm very much someone that tries to operate, especially now out of lockdown, operate on what's coming. And I think that realistically, it's like I don't know 100% we're even going to be going to the Euros. So at that point, I'm not even fully pinned on that yet. I'm just trying to like operate day to day. And I think with Tokyo in the games, I think I'm really excited to the opportunity that presents, and I think I'm going to do my best to put myself in a good position for it. But realistically, it's just trying to enjoy every moment between now and then, and be grateful for the chances even just to be paddling, because there was a time where that wasn't possible.
You said nervous and excited. I understand the excitement. What about the nervousness? What bits are you nervous about?
I think I'm mostly nervous about the like being able to put myself in the position where I want to be, and trust myself, and try and allow myself to be true to who I am in that environment. Like, it's something I've never experienced before. It's something that I'm probably never going to experience that exact situation again, with the lack of international spectators and those kind of elements, and just trying to, as much as possible, like try and put myself in a position to be confident in who I am. But yeah, definitely nervous, but we'll see.
And how do you feel about being talked of as a medal contender?
It's kind of a bit weird. I understand it, obviously, but I think I can understand that. But I think that for me, it's like I try and reframe that slightly. And if people think that I'm a medal contender, it's because they think that I've been good in the past, and that in itself should give me confidence. And I think, yeah, definitely that I understand it, and I'm thankful for it in some respects, because it means that they believe in me and they think that I'm capable of that, and that helps my motivation towards it and helps me have confidence in my ability. But yeah, it's a bit of a crazy one, but it's quite cool.
Brilliant.
Cool.
Wind up time, so it's time to go. I think